Brands should consider search marketing for a number of reasons, but I think one of the most compelling things is the fact that most of their customers are actually going online. So one of the things that probably most people are kind of observing at the moment is that the high street's really kind of falling off because people are kind of more confident buying online now, and there's also more choice and potentially better prices to be found as well. So the migration of customers online is a kind of compelling reason to put your business online. A lot of people are actually doing it as well, so now it's important to make sure that when they're looking for those products or services that they find you above your competitors, and that's really where search marketing comes in, as you're able to kind of optimise your site and make it more compliant from a search perspective so that people actually can find you instead of your competitors. Social media is really important from search marketing's perspective. It's now part of the calculation that Google uses to help kind of rank websites within the search engine results page. So one of the things that we're spotting over the last sort of 6 to 12 months is that the more active you are in social media, the better chances you have of ranking within Google's search engine results page. So one of the recommendations that we'd always kind of put forward to our clients and anyone looking to do anything online is to make sure they've got active social profiles, because it shows Google and it shows customers that you're active, that you're still in business and still able to provide support and customer service, etc. Google factors that into the algorithm, and actually you'll get better results through SEO because of it. To measure success from an SEO project, there's a number of different things, and I think this is actually where some agencies fall down a bit, and potentially some clients fall down, is that you can look at the kind of the traffic volume, and you can look at positions in search engine results page, and they're massively important for sure, but the fundamentals is it has to come down to bottom line. You have to look at what makes you more money and what doesn't make you any money, and subsequently do the things that make you more money and get rid of the things that don't make you any money. So one of the things that we do is when you're selling a product online, you're looking at Google Analytics and looking at how many products are being sold, and ultimately you can then start calculating back to work out how much you're spending, how much you're making, and what the return on investment is. It becomes a little bit more tricky in a B2B and potentially in a service industry where you don't have an online transaction. But again, you want to be looking at the number of people that phone up, the number of people that call in, and ultimately, how many people purchase your service. And again, you can then see the impact that kind of SEO work's having. One of the things from a search engine optimization point of view and subsequently search engine humanization, I think people get tied up around trying to do too much to please the search engine, and actually they forget that there is a customer at the end of the journey. And I think that ultimately the algorithm that the search engines employ is to try to provide relevant results to their customers. So I think that people need to remember that is actually what the engines are trying to do. Don't get caught up in trying to over-optimize the site from a search engine's point of view, because if you do that, you're likely to probably get found out by the search engines and have actually the reverse effect of all the work that you've been doing. But also it's important to remember that when you get when you're optimizing for the user, it's better to get 5 relevant people to the site and maybe 3 customers as opposed to 1,000 people to the site which aren't relevant and subsequently don't convert. It's a waste of time, and I think that that's why it's important to sort of monitor what you're doing and to understand the kind of the data that you're getting, because then you can optimize for your customers. All of digital marketing has the same sort of rule set that traditional marketing has, and it's always the customer. You've always got to understand what they're looking for, provide them the information that they want, and hopefully build that trust with them so they can purchase the products or services that you offer. There's been a number of kind of predictions around what's going to happen sort of this year for search marketing and social media. We made a few right at the end of last year. They were kind of based around the changes in the algorithm from a search perspective, and actually, they seem to be kind of taking shape and coming true based on what we thought. I think SEO is much more content focused now, and they've really kind of reduced the value of links, and again, that's kind of evident that the people who have over-optimised their sites from a search engine point of view are now taking a bit of a penalty around that. So I think what is important to remember is, again, keep the customer in mind, keep focusing on what is it that they want. And as long as you're doing that, then you've got a better chance of kind of preempting any future algorithm changes. So content's really, really important, providing good, sort of fresh, unique content regularly to your site. We're seeing that kind of having a real factor within search engine rankings. Social networks, again, that's another sort of prediction. We said that that's going to grow within the algorithm. I think we're going to see more and more of Google+. I think it's doing a lot better in the States than it is in the UK at the moment, but it's something that's likely to continue as Google rewards you for using their social media. So business owners will be encouraged to use that and drag their customers with them. So I think we'll see more and more of Google+. I think also the trend, we're also seeing in most of the markets that we're working in that more and more customers are looking as well, and that's because, again, we're seeing more and more people having access to the internet. We're seeing more and more people having lower barriers to purchasing things online. And finally, I think that the other thing to really kind of focus on sort of this year and certainly kind of the next year will be mobile. They've been talking about the year of the mobile for about 5 years now. I say that we're probably here. The reason we're here is partly because of the iPad, and that's considered a mobile device. So it actually, it doesn't quite qualify as a unique kind of mobile device, but it's driving people to utilise the internet on different platforms and purchase from different platforms. So it's really important that you're planning anything you're doing in the next sort of 6 to 12 months has to be mobile compatible. To allow those people who are more comfortable with the kind of mobile devices to purchase things online and find the information out about your site. If it doesn't load on a mobile device, you need to be looking at that as a kind of a priority one for sure.